Joined now by killer Bi Nguyen on the back of a massive victory over Ritu Phogat very recently in Singapore. Where are you now and how's it going?
I'm back in the States and it's good. I mean, it's raining right now, but my spirits are up and it's good to be home with a win.
What's it like for you knowing that you did the business, but you can't tell anyone because, everyone knows it's a tape delay. It's very, very open now. You're fantastic at doing your social media, so it's as live, which is really cool to see. I think it helps for the fans as well. But what's that like, having to keep that a secret?
It was strange, but it was fun because I was so highly underrated this fight. So it was fun watching everybody say you're gonna get your butt beat, you're gonna get mauled, and had a little chuckle to myself. So that was fun. But it was hard not telling my friends and family for sure.
What was she doing taking this fight? It seems a bit ill advised now. What do you think?
I definitely thought so. And when I did my interview with Ariel and I was saying those things, people took it as ego, but it's not. You have to really take into account what's at stake, her experience and who she's facing. And I just thought it was crazy. I couldn't really explain it, and I couldn't really rationalize it. So the only thing I could think is they really thought that she would run over me. For me as a coach, because I mentor some fighters too, I think the only way that I would have done a warm-up fight is if I knew that she would, like, my fighter would win. So that's what I took from it, and that's what I got from their team and from the matchmaking.
You don't seem like somebody who really needs much to get motivated for a fight, but did that kind of give you a bit of extra for this one?
Everything happens for a reason. As bizarre as this has been, in my eyes, I think I did need it. I've been fighting for a long time and I've been plateauing. If you watch my last couple of losses via decision, you can clearly see, some I was out of shape, and some, like, I just loved fighting, like the getting hit and hitting back, and the violence of it and the grit of it. But I think I was not as I was plateauing. I think I was not fighting for myself to win as much as I could have been. So this chip really lit a fire under my ass, and this win is really, like, just firing me up and motivating me to get more wins. Sometimes you can really assume and assume the person that how what people perceive of me as the exciting fighter, even though I lose to decisions. I really think I got too comfortable with that, and that's just whole honesty for you. And so this is the fight that really got me going, like, you know what, B, you're better than everybody, it, you just got to fight and train like it, and go for the win.
Uh, it's interesting, isn't it? Because you talk about those decisions. It's a nightmare, right? If it's something that you can go over in your head, what could I have done differently if I'd have just this round, that round? But does this feel
Yeah.
like a turning a corner for you now? Straight as soon as the fight was over, you turned to the camera and said, finally things are going my
Yeah,
way.
nobody got that. People were so confused, except for my fans and my followers. I think that this fight, congratulations to One Championship for gaining so many new fans in India, but I can tell they're new to MMA because they just didn't understand a lot of it, mostly the respect aspect, because I got attacked online by
Oh, really?
the yeah, I got death threats. I've never experienced it before. Literally, people were telling me to go die, that I was a cheater, that it was just really, really bad. I've never experienced it in the 11 years that I've fought. But I think they're just passionate. They're going through a lot in India right now, and they're new to MMA, so I understand. But I myself, the Bozina fight, as everybody knows, I thought I was robbed in that fight, but I didn't. I don't think, as a veteran, I know enough to know that you have to just make changes and keep going. You have to accept what you cannot change, and just for PR reasons, and it's just not a good look to bash your opponent, or like for fans to bash your opponent when you're not happy with the decision.
Has she said anything? I mean, you could tell that she was really upset with the decision, or disbelieving of the decision, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
But has she said anything, or has she been respectful?
No, she's been super respectful in the sense of like, we chat and I'm like, hey, I normally wouldn't ask you this because, you're going through your own disappointment. And, I'm an athlete and I know I've been on that side. I told her. But the thing is, I am getting death threats and it's actually quite concerning. So can you say something? I think that you have enough influence. So she made that post on Instagram, which was so sweet of her. She's a sweetheart. But I just hope personally for her, I hope that she can look at herself and make changes, whether she believes that she lost or not.
How do you feel about the Grand Prix now? Because I wrongly, at the time, a lot's happening. The commentators are getting excited. I'm writing stuff. I thought that you were going to take her place in the Grand Prix. And then I
Yeah.
suddenly had to stop myself and say, wait, hang on a minute. And so they've signed someone new. Do you feel aggrieved by that? Do you think it should be a straight swap? You beat her, so you should get her spot.
I feel I'm a little split because, and I've always been honest, so I'm gonna be honest here. I feel like, okay, my record's not as pretty as they would want it to be for the Grand Prix, so I get that. But I do feel a little like disregarded, and a little used a little bit. I was brought in to lose in my eyes. I didn't lose. And so now I'm just pushed to the side. Well, the only changes that have been made is that Ritu's out. So I feel a little like invisible a little bit, like what's going on? But that's just how I feel. I don't know what one's got going on. I do know they were looking for pretty records and the best of the best in the world. I do think I deserve it, but I honestly, I'm like we talked about before, I'm gonna accept what I cannot change. What I do want to do right now is hold on to this momentum, hold on to this confidence that I have, and I need them. If one's listening to this, since I'm not in the Grand Prix, keep me active. Let's get me out there. I deserve to keep going. I'm always saying yes to fights, so I think they should make me a priority to match up. I'm not upset with one that I'm not in the Grand Prix, but I think that I deserve, if I'm not in the Grand Prix, to be priority for matchmaking now.
Absolutely. You must have got some love without the negative comments. I mean, there must have been some real love. I mean, sourced particularly from not just the US and Vietnamese fans, but everyone else, right?
Yeah.
You must be enjoying this moment. She's a big name, even if she isn't experienced. She's a huge name, right? For
Yeah.
what she's done.
Yeah, I don't much enjoy just taking her out or beating her. I don't really enjoy that aspect. I enjoy, I don't know what it is about me. I just love being the underdog. I love saying like, "Oh yeah," and then proving people wrong, That's just like my thing since I was little. I've been through a lot of, my story. I just needed something to fight for. And I think I think that's what I'm getting a high out of. And also I've gotten so many messages of how inspiring it is. And I've said it before, Oliveira just won the belt for UFC, and I think his belt is more inspirational, more motivating than other belts that are undefeated. Just because people love to hear that if you don't quit, you can get it all. So this is fueling me. I feel good about inspiring people, and I feel good about running for the belt even outside the Grand Prix. Because I think I would be a motivational champ, knowing that I didn't quit.
Do you feel like I mean, I already asked you about turning a corner, but I saw that you thought about retiring, but do you feel kind of totally new lease of life? I mean, you're not exactly old, right? So do you feel like
Yeah.
you're ready to kind of crush a nice run now?
Yeah, that I told you it was a plateau, but also as a woman, we're usually, how life is, we're usually told to choose one or the other, have a family or a career. I see all of my friends, the guys have like their wives show up, cook for them, have kids, take care of them. They can just chill. And that's why I was thinking about retirement. That is the only reason why I was thinking about retirement. But I will give a big kudos to One Championship for how they've handled Angela Lee's pregnancy, and it gives me some hope that I can have a family and still be champion. And when I'm champion, I'll be valued still if I get pregnant, just like Angela Lee was. So with that in mind and with that reassurance, I don't think I'm close to retirement.
Glad to hear it. I think your fans will be pleased to hear it. Interesting as well that MMA things can change so quickly. Yourself, Mei Yamaguchi, Jihin Radzwan, like there's some real talent waiting. Invariably, things will happen, right?
I will say the only rationalization I can make, and I can understand that I'm not in the Grand Prix, is my record's not pretty. But with that said, I think that one championship fighter should have um precedence over others. So like Jihin beat me. I think that was the real Grand Prix eliminator. And Jihin beat me, and she has a pretty record, and she's done great things. And I just Mei Yamaguchi's a legend. She's high ranked. But yeah, I would have loved to see them in the Grand Prix, as opposed to some of these outsiders. But either way, it's very exciting. I'm excited for the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think Seo Hee Ham is an awesome addition. She's got to be a favorite,
Oh,
right?
she's
Multiple world
great.
champion. Is she your
Yeah, but
favorite to win
Sam's
it?
my favorite. Sam's my favorite only because we had a battle, obviously, and Sam held. She just handles the pressure so well. So much was thrown at her, and she's young. And what I do know about fighting for a long time, young people, they just like Rose Namajunas, like they just get better and better so much faster than we do. And I'm really excited to see what Stamp does. And part of me wants her to kill it in the Grand Prix. I want to kill it outside the Grand Prix, climb the ranks, because I think she's a worthy, and I think it would be an honor to share the cage with her again. And it'd be crazy amazing if it was for the title.
Very cool. Very cool. I think a lot of people would
Yeah.
love to see that. Finally, then, when are we going to see you training back in Asia? I know you spent time at Tiger, spent a bit of time in Ho Chi Minh as well, right? When are we going to see you training back out here?
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for things to open. I am fully vaccinated, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to honestly. I work a lot of with a lot of charities in Vietnam, and I miss my girls. And I know a new school was built recently, so I'm waiting to go back and visit and stay more active.
Killer B, congrats on the win. Great to see you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.